morning. So, I got one of my juices this morning. Y'all better get y'all some. And I got my water. But this morning we're gonna talk about Daniel chapter 1. This is part of our Daniel's fast. I come on and I talk about these things. Forgot to do it before. I just did it and not talk about it. So Daniel's 1 actually explains the purpose, where the origin of fasting, this fast, the Daniel's fast comes from. So the king called for Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego because they were smart people, and they were for the Chaldeans. They want to learn more about the Chaldeans, and they want to learn their language. Now, however, Nebuchadnezzar and his palace, they were pagan people, so they believe in idol gods. Okay, so they fed their god. They presented these dead gods. I'll say it that way. They presented them with meats and all different types of things, and the kings were part of this feeding. So when they presented Daniel, so the king wanted the prince to make the king. Let me back up. So the prince and Daniel were friends and acquaintance, not friends but acquaintance, and so the king, for his services that he wanted them to do, he wanted to make sure that they looked healthy, because in their eyes they felt like they were, because they didn't believe the way they believe, they do what they do, that they may look kind of funny. So let's feed them to make sure they have a bulky appearance and whatnot, and get the proteins and whatever they need. But Daniel refused, and he said, when the king bought it, the prince bought it, and he said, listen, the prince telling him, man, you gonna get me killed. Like, you gonna get me killed if I don't take out the king's orders, and y'all don't do this. And so the king told him, Daniel told the prince, he said, I tell you what, give me 10 days to prove my point. Just 10 days. In 10 days, I just bring us vegetables. We won't eat nothing. Vegetables and water. That's it. Vegetables and water. Now, we do fruit in our fast, but they only did vegetables. Bring us some vegetables. Vegetables and water. And match us up with the ones you give the meat to us, and watch. You see the difference in the continents, okay? So they did that for 10 days. When they came back, they saw that Daniel and those that followed him, they were much leaner. Their skin was much pure looking, brighter. And while the other ones were looking kind of chunky, pretty much. And so the prince was like, you know what? You're right. So they made provisions. So this is what the book of Daniel, the first chapter of Daniel, was talking about, and learning who Daniel is. And, going into chapter 2, I'm trying not to go there already, but going into chapter 2 and knowing who he is and how his connection with God was so great. Everybody's familiar with Daniel in the lion den. So, he had this connection with God. He had this great connection with God. So we already know that his choice, that what he made, that he would seek, he didn't do anything without seeking God first. So he seeked God first, and then he went into whatever he did. So that being said, within 10 days, you should see your continence change. It actually changes before 10 days. Today is the 7th. So this is the 7th day of fasting for me. For those that started on Sunday, it would be 5. But I've already had people say, "Ooh, your skin has changed." I do notice that my skin color is lighter than it normally is. But did anything change about you? I know some struggled. So I always tell them, if you can make it through the first 3 days, you can make it. Then make it to the 7th day. Oh, you on it then. So now those that started with me, you're on day 7. Things should start to smooth out. The only thing is, spiritually, you will find things coming up against you. We just got to be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. God is just, he honors those that honor him. Daniel really honored God in everything that he did. He talked to God about everything that he did. He waited on answers. As a matter of fact, before he even took what the king was saying and whatever, he went to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and they prayed together. They prayed about it. It's like, let us get back with you, and da. So the first chapter of Daniel's is knowing who Daniel is and what this fast is based around, and it's based around those 10 days of vegetables and water only. Like I said, we do fruits, vegetable, nuts, berries, and water. But still the same thing. They come from the ground. It's pretty much what it is. It's not wild meat or even tamed meat. So, pretty much. So how you guys been doing? How have you been doing on your fast? Yep. So, and another thing that we did not do, for those that are doing this for a physical outlook, you should have weighed yourself on the first day. If you did not, weigh yourself today. Wait 7 days and weigh yourself again. So I've been weighing myself. I lost somewhere in between 6 and 7 pounds. My scale is crazy. I want to get on another scale today and get a real measurement of where I am. So look to see what the difference is. My goal was, and I've done it in time past, was to lose 10 pounds the first week. So I came close, and I love hearing from you guys, even the ones, and listen, I love the fact that those that mess up, they're not afraid to say, listen, I messed up, but I'm back on track. So not saying you're going out purposely to mess up, but the fact that you're able to acknowledge, I messed up. So now let's turn this and puzzle this together with our lives. This is also where some people need to learn, when you mess up, hey, I messed up. I messed up. I messed up. Forgive me. I messed up. Talk to God. Talk to the person that you erred against. Like, this is where we are in life. We are in a world now of so much arrogancy that people do not like to ask for forgiveness, and it makes them hard to even go to God and say, God, I messed up. Please forgive me. This should be a daily thing, because honestly speaking, because human mind does not think like God, sometimes we err in our walk and don't even realize we've erred. So that's why when I pray, I ask for forgiveness for sins of omission and commission. Because sometimes I don't purposely sin, but I still say it. And then then there's those things that you do, you didn't realize it was wrong, that you sinned against God. You didn't realize, but God, clarify this thing. Show me if I'm wrong. I need you to show me I'm wrong. There have been plenty of times that I've done something for a long time, and somebody comes along and showed me that I was doing wrong, and then I fix it. If it's anything that's wanting to hurt God, this is back to the book of Daniel. Anything that's against the will of God, for my life, my body, my whatever, that I try to fix it, and I ask God to help me. So I pray that you're beginning to see the difference. I know we did budget fasting back in June, but this should even help your pockets a little bit. I know sometimes it gets a little expensive eating healthy, honestly speaking, but you have to. So when it's expensive, however, the food lasts longer. So when I cook, I'm the only one fasting in my house this time. Last time it was 2 of us, but it's only me this time. But when you portion out your food, I can portion mine out for 3 days. When I cook certain things, I can portion out. Like I did cabbage. I did a head of cabbage one day. I can portion that out for 3 days. And I love mushrooms. And 1 tray of mushrooms will give me two days. When you buy this other stuff, you don't get that much eat off of it. So, but you're saving money for not going to fast food, eating out, because a lot of the places do not have anything that you can eat except for there's a few. I'll take that back. There's a few that you can get your potatoes from. Your real, like, make sure they're real potatoes. And like Olive Garden, you can go get some vegetables, some fresh vegetables. And if you order correctly from Chinese restaurant, they can do you steamed broccoli, any steamed vegetables that they sell. So back to the Daniel's fast. So I pray that you guys are doing well. Reach out to me. Let me know what's going on. As I said before, all this is going to be added into my little book. I got as far as to type my first page of my book. So I'm going to get pushing with that. But let me know how you guys are doing. And I pray that you read Daniel's chapter 1. Tomorrow we'll do Daniel chapter 2. I pray that